Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday game day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. Need Northeast, go to Brock. Need a roof, call Parrish. Unique physique and unique aesthetics and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers, premium cigars. Use code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. All right, happy game day, y'all. It's here, LSU, Houston in the Texas Bowl. Put a button on the Frank Wilson interim era, and after today, boom, turn the page to the Lane Kiffin era, and all eyes turn to Friday and the opening of the transfer portal window as we begin to look toward building the 2026 roster. So, Tigers and Cougars tonight from NRG Stadium. It will be a late one, 8:15. Kick is actually, I think, like 8:30. Excuse me. But if y'all are down, I'm happy to do a post-game live. I'll be up. So I'll be watching. I'll be charting. Where the last two games, I didn't even chart the full games because Western Kentucky was just an abomination, and I wasn't doing the live stream because I was at the game. And then Oklahoma, remember, that was the Saturday after the Egg Bowl, and we were waiting for a Lane Kiffin announcement at any minute. I mean, Lane and the 80 were supposed to meet, and so I was basically on guard the entire day. And so I'm watching the LSU Oklahoma game with one eye on the game and one eye more trying to make sure the Kiffin news didn't break. So in any event, so today I'll be locked into the game. I'm actually excited to see some of the young guys play, and talked about it a bit already. Notably, I think Deshaun Spears at safety for AJ Halsey. Spears, Cooley will be starting at safety. Gilbert at star. Couple the young linebackers with Keys and Singleton. Curious to see if this offense can get anything going. I doubt they can. They are what they are at this point. But who knows? So let's see. See if they can finish strong tonight. I don't think it's going to be a massive audience for this game. And we got NFL all day today also. So you got bowls. East Carolina and Pitt are already underway. But we got Houston and the Chargers today. We got Baltimore, Green Bay tonight. So good day of football. Well, let's say some good mornings. Y'all see what y'all got. Trivia, what it do? Here, Brian Thomas might get traded to Saints and the Jags. Okay. Saints need weapons. Depends what you give up for them. Hey, Wendell, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Lowell, good morning. Murphy, good morning. Abner, good morning. Thomas, Shabbat Shalom, good morning. Edu Cajun, good morning. Big Mill, Santa forgot me. He didn't forget you, which means that you were on the naughty list. Hey, Jeffrey, good morning. Peyton, thank you for the advice to my question yesterday. You're truly an inspiration. Sure thing, man. About starting sports media. Yep, for sure, man. Work hard, head down, keep going. Hey, Debbie, good morning. Listening from Dallas, Texas. Hollis, Jaleel, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't LSU open 2020 season versus Houston in Baton Rouge? You are mistaken. They do not open the 2027 season against Houston and Baton Rouge. They open the 2027 season against Houston at NRG, the exact same place they're playing tonight. After that, we'll get dressed and we'll go right around. Oh, you'll go Daddy's work? Then ride the elevator? And then what? Drew's house, okay? Okay. Drew's up. You want to say good morning? Hey, you want to say good morning?
Good morning.
Okay. It's more like it. Kevin, good morning. Ryan, good morning. Ric Flair Crypto. How bad do you think the game's going to look? I mean, you've watched this team all year, right? Solid defense, bad offense. Probably a lot like that. I think the key to this game is LSU defensively playing a solid game, keeping it low scoring and within reach for the offense. And if the defense can maybe in special teams give you short field and turnovers and lead to some points, I think it's going to be the key for LSU. Hey, Will, Carrie, Sean, I guess we can infer from Frank's comments he was offered a role. It just wasn't on the field. Well, I mean, Sean, Sean, I don't know how many times I said that. A bajillion? Yeah. I mean, he was not going to stay in an analyst role. I said a million times. Of course, they want him to stay on staff, but they're bringing him run. But he's not going to go from associate head coach making $1 million a year to an analyst role. Of course, that wasn't going to happen. Thomas, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Sean, going to be hard to watch. Let's go 2026. Kevin, good morning. 318. All right, Carrie, let's go. I'm in. Cody, Manny, Happy New Year. This last time you just got totally crap on LSU. Okay. I'll tell you what, you could totally crap on the Locked On Houston guy because he reached out to me to do a crossover episode. Gave me times to do. I was like, okay, man. So we book a Locked On crossover for like 8:00 on Tuesday night or something like that. He's 20 minutes late. I finally text him like, yo, man, what's going on? He was taking care of kiddos and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, but you gave me the time. Whatever. So we did not do a Locked On crossover. David, Big Will, Cody. Was there a reason Collins coached the D-line in the bowl game? I don't know, man. I guess he's just out. I mean, I know he's not coaching anymore after this year. Morning, Matt. Laney's enamored with LSU's logo and its ability to help him recruit nationally. Is this why he's leaning less on local talent? What makes you think he's leaning less on local talent? I mean, the biggest priorities for this class were Lamar Brown and Richard Anderson that they just signed. Bryson Martinez, local. I don't know what I think he's more talking about portal. You have the ability. Let's do it again. Here we go. You ready? Do it again.
We have big picture thinking too. So we're not reaching or we're not signing kids because they're from this school or that school or any of that stuff. Okay? We're going to sign the best players that we can on Wednesday, then go to the portal, which I have zero concern about the interest of players with that. Because I know what the interest was of players nationally to come play for us where we were just at. And now when you put that with this stadium, with that logo, I mean,
you got time for 2 more raps and then Ross.
Makes me want to go get on the phone right now, but the portal's not open.
Talk about the portal. Interest nationally, portal. Of course, you're not just going to go after local portal guys. We can go to get guys from Tulane and Lafayette and Monroe. You're going to go get the best players. Let's see. Eduardo, yo. Who had Clemson and Penn State in the pinstripe bowl? Two preseason top 10 teams, huh? Think we might see Moses some. I think Keelan is injured. I don't even know that he's been dressed. He got hurt early in the season, and I'm trying to think. I saw him. Yeah, I saw him against Western Kentucky. He wasn't dressed. So I think he's been injured. So probably not. Tommy, Chris, last game of a long year. Ty Fly, morning, Matt. I feel like LSU shouldn't have made their NIL budget public. Like it tipped their hand and it's causing players that would have entered the portal now to enter. You think that's true? Would it even matter? So the NIL budget isn't public. I mean, we know the rev share numbers, but everyone has the same money to spend in rev share. Nothing is made public. People like me who ask questions and try to get information, report certain things when we hear it that I'm comfortable reporting, when I know I have good information. But LSU's not making numbers public. Like LSU's not putting out on the LSU Twitter, we're spending X amount of blobbity bloop. The Drew and Dad show, Yellow Pad game float. Let's bring it back. I need to go to Walgreens and get a new one. Education, it does work. I can't believe I have not one care about an LSU football game. I live, eat, and breathe LSU football. I'm just looking forward to a good night's sleep. Okay. Are you doing the afternoon show? If y'all be there, I'll be there. Michael Cook. Thomas, Team Drew. Hey, Richie, good morning. Has anyone ever said you sound like Bill Lumbergh from Office Space when you say, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to ask you to go ahead and come in on Saturday, too. We got a lot of catching up to do. Okay. Thanks a bunch, Peter. Big Mill, Jeffrey, how's Erica? So she has strep throat. Finally got her out of bed last night to get her to urgent care. And so she has strep. They gave her 2 shots last night, and she'll start some antibiotics today. So thank you for asking, but she still doesn't feel very good, but staying in bed, healing up. And I think the 2 shots she got last night helped. Matt, how could traders leave? He just did the end of a deal with Nike. Crazy leave. Lang used his tight end a lot this year. It was limited. So one thing is the financials of. By the way, before anyone reads that and is like, Trader, not saying Trader's leaving. What?
Gary
Vaynerchuk. Point I made about trade. First of all, the Nike deal. The terms that I heard of the Nike deal are not overwhelming. Meaning, like, those athletes aren't. It's very nice payday. Don't get me wrong, but it's not 6 figures. Certainly not 7. So, like, low 5 figures. So that's not a deal breaker. And I do wonder when you look at the type of tight end that Lane and Charlie Weiss use, if Tradez fits. And so he may look at it as an opportunity to say, last 2 years, I've played basically at a discount. What if someone comes in and offers him $1 million for a year? I think that could happen. Would LSU match? Could pay him enough to keep him? All the stuff. I don't know. Michael Cook, good morning. Abner, Tap Room. Okay. Yeah, just completely disagree with that. What are the chances we target Dylan Raiola in the portal? I think they should be talking to everybody in the portal at quarterback. You should not thumb your nose at anybody with experience at that position. I don't think Raiola is their primary target, but I think they should be talking to everybody. Brennan Huff. Ruckert. Good morning. New one here, followed lane over. Well, welcome aboard. That's awesome. Cheers. He's entertaining. No doubt about that. But thanks for being here. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Just talk. Hang on one second. The landline was ringing. I was making sure it wasn't Walgreens calling with Erica's prescription being ready. You know what I should have done, Thomas? Should have taken care of some business right there, Thomas. Here you go.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need North Peach, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Parish. Roof repairs, roof replacements, commercial, residential, gutters, soft wash. We do it all. We'd love to help. ParishBuilt.com. ParishBuilt.com. BPLA Forest. Morning. Let's go. Hey, Brad. Good morning. Think Michigan made the right hire? I was right, wrong. We'll say I don't know, but I was definitely surprised they hired Kyle Whittingham. I mean, Whittingham retiring from Utah felt like he was retiring. That might have been a forced retirement in Utah. A guy that still wanted to coach, but was told you're not going to coach here anymore. So retire or we'll fire you. So he retired. Interesting. I'm surprised, but they get a successful, long tenured head coach who could probably bridge the gap to whatever's next for them. Hey, Robert, good morning. Does your parish have online giving? I work for a church online giving system that allows you to also give through stock crypto. Would love to connect. I mean, the church parish, yes. You work for the online giving system. Yeah. But that's like, I wouldn't be the person to connect you there. It's Most Blessed Sacrament in Baton Rouge is where we attend Mass. So, but they do have online giving. A little better, Kelly. I think just listening to her talk today, this morning's better. I think the shots last night did good for her. Hey, Bubba, good morning. On from Arkansas. All right, Kevin. Thanks for watching up there. Hey, Chance. Just listen to Locked On, and you seem to admit Brad Davis did a bad job developing players during the season. You wouldn't agree to that. Well, I think it's I think you could look at what happened this year, and the point that I've made pretty consistently now is everybody's at fault, whoever you want to blame. I think if you want to talk about development, that's part of it. If you want to talk about scheme, that's part of it. If you want to talk about the players maybe not being accountable, that's part of it. I think it's similar. It's when something is so holistically wrong offensively, which this, I mean, LSU was 109th in scoring, 66th in passing, 122nd in rushing. Like, when you are that bad, like everybody is to blame. Everybody bears part of the blame. So, does Brad Davis deserve part of the blame? Sure. They deserve all of it? No. But, okay, let me see. Okay, we're done. Turn around.
That's on.
Wait, you want it on or off?
Off.
Okay.
I want that's a coffee.
Okay, hang on. Almost done. Yeah. Gotta disconnect you.
And a van.
That one, and then let's see. Now, there we go. All right, you're free. Off you go.
Who's that?
All right. Who's that? Okay.
Very van.
Would it be a failure if LSU doesn't get Lacey since it was supposed to be a package deal with him and Smith? Okay. I don't know that I feel that way. Would I want Kawan Lacey here? Yes. Am I crazy about burning $2 million of powder on a running back? No. But it ain't my money. So if you made me predict, and again, this is a legit prediction. Okay. This isn't me. Sometimes I tell you a story without telling you this isn't that. This is like, I don't know what's going to happen. But if I had to predict, I would think Kawan Lacey ends up in Baton Rouge. Harlan Berry stays. Caden Durham follows Frank Wilson to Ole Miss. If I had to guess, that's what I think would happen. Again, that is a guess. I'm not reporting anything. I don't know anything. I've not talked to any of those three running backs. No, you're good. Antonio, good morning. Is so not Moscona, Moscona, and it is a Sicilian. Our family is Sicilian, and I talk a lot with my hands. That is a certainly learned behavior because when you do radio on video, what you don't want is just a still shot. Like if you ever watch TV, it's probably something you don't pay attention to, but you notice. You always want movement on the screen. So like even if you watch ESPN and you're looking at a talking heads show, right? Like the two heads in the boxes talking, you'll see graphics that are moving and swiping because you never want just still. So I very intentionally gesture a lot. Here, AFR, all that for that reason. Were you nervous your first day on radio? Did it come natural? I can't say I've ever been nervous on air. Charles, good morning. You and your family. Thank you, Charles. Matthew, good morning. Let's see. Devin, good morning. Bike ride this morning. Cold Plains next up. Let's go, man. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Gulf South, good morning. With so many opt-outs by players and coaches and non-enthused fan bases, what are your thoughts moving bowl games to week 0-1, leave December for playoffs? Fans love week 1, would get higher ratings. So I think what's more likely come on, there we go. Or they're classified as exhibitions for teams that don't make the playoff. I do think the playoffs should begin as soon as the regular season ends. I don't think we should wait 2 weeks, or in some cases, almost 4 weeks for a team to play in the playoff. Like Georgia will have gone nearly 4 weeks from SEC championship to Sugar Bowl. I think that's stupid. I think season should end. Next week, there should be playoffs. And this thing could be wrapped by New Year's or like the week after New Year's. And that could fix a lot of the issues with the calendar. I don't think you're moving bowls to the beginning of the season because I don't think enough teams are going to want to give up true on-campus home games because that's a big part of their budget. I think you're just going to see more bowl games go away. Sean, let's not. We're saying sorry. Hadn't heard public say anything until yesterday. For apologies. Oh, good. Lane. Will Lane be in attendance for the bowl game? I don't think so, man. I mean, following Lane's social media, it sure looks like he's still in California. I'd have to get that confirmed. I don't know if he's still there, if he's headed back yet. But I don't anticipate he'll. Well, actually, I don't know. Let me not speculate. I don't know. Brian Kelly was at the Texas Bowl when LSU played Kansas State. Remember, like he was there sitting up in a suite and actually did a hit on the TV broadcast. So maybe Lane will be there. But I don't know. Let me ask. Let me hang on. Let me ask. Okay. Kyrie, what's up? Sweet, what's up? Mark, thank you for the super chat. I'm down for post game. Got about 80 people that will be in my house for a party. I'm still on. I love it. Tell them all to tune in. Tell them all to tune in on their phone so I get all those views. Hey, Rocco, good morning. 80. That's a big party. Let's get this one for AJ. Halsey? Oh, because he played against Houston last year. Well, he's opted out of the game. He's not even playing. Matt, you have one guess. Who's the quarterback next year? Trinidad Chambliss. Nice. Morning, Matt and Drew. Morning, Matt. You mentioned you being nervous about Trinidad's leaving. You still think you'll have signed? Yes. Again, I am not saying. I want to be so clear because now you're the second person to bring that up. I am not telling you that I know he's or anything along those lines. I think you just have to look naturally at every player that has value, where they might be able to go to get value, how things fit. And that's one that seems pretty obvious to me that, could be someone who is able to maximize his earning potential elsewhere next year. That's all. Gary Vaynerchuk. Jay, good morning from Ardmore, Oklahoma. All right, Jay, good morning. Spurge, good morning. Mitchell, why does Shaq say, I hate Matt? When Shaq used to come in town to do his when he was in town, he would do his podcast in our studios. And so the time he recorded was the time that I was on air, and he basically was recording in a studio on the other side of the wall from me. And so when he was done with his show, he would always pop in. This happened 5-6 times. And so there were a few times where remember one time in particular, if you remember, Shaq was doing an appearance, and he sort of as a tongue-in-cheek one-off, he was doing an appearance for the Lakers, and he said something to the effect of like, I got paid more in college than I did with the Lakers. Well, Dale Brown heard that, is very off-putting, and Dale's like Shaq's second father. And Shaq was joking, but it became kind of a story. And so Shaq kind of wanted to come on locally in Baton Rouge to clear the air And so he came on my show, and that's where the love you Matt thing came from, because he addressed it, but then he didn't it was like a non-denial denial. And so then I asked a follow-up and said, Shaq, so I'm going to ask you point blank, did you take money when you were at LSU? And that's when he kind of got a little defensive and sort of clapped at me. And I was like, man, look, my job is to ask a question. And that's what he was like, oh, love you, Matt. That was the love you, Matt. And then I think we started playing the love you, Matt. And as a joking rebuttal, it was like, this is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt. That's all that was. Durham is entering portal after this game. We'll see. Again, like it wouldn't surprise me. I think you're going to lose one of Barry or Durham, and I think they prioritized Barry. So we'll see. Game flow. Carly Cat headed to Houston. All right. I thought about going, man. I really was. Drew. I need you to use your talking voice, please. Okay. Thank you. Oh, your chew ring. You got it?
Yeah.
Good. But Erica getting sick, wipe that out. I'm doing the single dad thing now for 3 days. So, but it's all good. Get to spend time with my boy. 32 team playoff. I'm here for it. Lane Kiffin lookalike contest, Houston Bowl. Morning, Matt. And Drew, Michigan got their guy. Yeah, about that. I don't know who their priority was. First bowl game on the way. What? Go right around there, cut. Yes, post-game show. The LSU Network's not doing one. That's true. And Hanny is not doing one either. So we nixed that. Like them doing a post-game show at 1 a.m. on Saturday the 27th. It was like, man. All right. Lots of Lotsburg in Houston. Should be a fun crowd. Oh, it's Chris. What up, Chris? Good to see you. Like this song, Erica? Let's see. More Matt from Rockport, Texas. Brad David, how come you never correct people when they spell Erica's name wrong? Does not bother you? Erika. I mean, I'm not going to do it every time because people do it all the time. Same with Moscona. People misspell Moscona all the time. Sherwood Rome, let's go. Let's see, because they let Frank walk. We have substantially smaller recruiting class. Oh, I must be way behind on comments. I don't know what that's about. Bro, like, there's absolutely a chance that they get in the play-in because they actually care. They're playing better and they care enough to try to win. Now, I don't think they're going anywhere, but yeah, they could make the play-in. Will officially be baseball season at 11 o'clock tonight. I don't know about 11. Maybe closer to midnight, but yeah. Have you covered an LSU baseball team go back-to-back since you've been in media? No. I mean, the only LSU baseball team that went back-to-back was 96, 97. And, man, they should have gone back-to-back because they were the driver's seat in 98 when they won their first two games. Then USC came out of the loser's bracket and beat them twice. Those are the Gorilla Ball day. I remember watching that vividly. Got cold, wind blew in, ball stopped flying out of Rosenblatt, and LSU lost back-to-back days to USC. And then USC and Arizona State played a 21-14 national championship game. Man. Hey, Michael, morning. Let's see. It's always been stressed one of the most important pieces of a football staff is strength and conditioning. Is it too early for that or just easy to overlook at this point in the process? What do you mean, is it too early for that? I mean, I think it's very important. Yeah. Big Mill. Cody, I'm excited the O-line talent we got in the portal. Or we get in the portal. Only imagine Lane has 5 guys, numbers ready to dial already. You got to keep in mind, man, a lot of those convos have already happened, man, because it happens through agents and intermediaries know what the offer is, what the deal is. And so then the second happens and boom. What you're going to see, like, mark my word, what you're going to see is a lot of guys go into the portal on the second formally with a do not contact tag. And the do not contact designation basically means don't call me because they already know where they're going. Does Frank give Johnson a chance at quarterback? Probably not. I mean, I'm sure they'll run trick plays tonight. I mean, you always have something like that in the bowl game. But no, Van Buren's going to play quarterback. Bambino, Thomas, 14 down, 15 tomorrow. 100 to go, 101 to go. Really hate how Chris Hilton was treated this year. The guy was benched basically for 1 drop. They kept playing Barry and Brown when he led the country in drops. I'm not sure I could disagree with that more. And listen, I think the world of Chris Hilton, but if you're pointing the finger at Barry and Brown, he was your leading receiver in receptions, receiving yards. Like, he was your best guy this year. And Chris has always been more of a vertical deep threat guy. And your offensive line was so bad this year, you struggled to give your quarterbacks time to get the ball downfield to your deep threats. So that's why Barry and Xavier and Thomas, Aaron Anderson were viable options this year. And I don't think Chris was punished for 1 drop. I mean, that the play in the flat against Clemson, when it was on a 4th down, it was significant. But I don't think it was that. I think he just ended up down the depth chart, man. Top 5 hip-hop rappers ever, in your opinion, go. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, no particular order. Tupac. You tell my error, right? Who else do I want on there? Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Tupac. Wayne. That's my list. I'm sticking to it. Hope he gets off today again for the bowl game. Morning, Matt. Heard anything about the baseball team lately? Yes. Good chance going back to back. Love your work. Thank you. Yes. I actually talk about the baseball team a lot. So, Michael Braswell just the other day on Christmas Day announced he signed a deal with the Royals. I was told there were 5 teams that were pursuing him, by the way, which speaks to the talent. What? So, no, baby, mommy's in there sleeping. Okay, mommy's sleeping. And listen, after Dad's show, we're gonna get dressed. We're gonna go for our Daddy's car to Daddy's work. Okay, and later we'll go to Walgreens to get mommy's medicine. All right. Okay. Okay. We do have a landline. Dial up internet too. Is it too much to expect playoffs Lane's first season at LSU? No. I mean, I've been asked that a million times, and I'll say it over and over and over again. We have to see what the roster looks like after the portal, but we watched Indiana, which is historically the losingest program in the history of major college football. Year one under Kurt Cignetti make the playoff. In year two, make the playoff and be number one in the country. If your evaluation is good and you hit in the portal, you absolutely can turn it around quickly. So it all depends on their evaluation and if they hit on these players. So let's see what they do in the portal. As of today, no. Like, there's no reason to believe they'll be in the playoff as of today because we have no idea what that roster is going to look like. You're losing Nussmeier. Van Buren's your only scholarship quarterback. You've 3 offensive linemen in the portal. You're losing 6 starters on defense. I mean, there's no reason to think today that they'll be in the playoff. But is it realistic to expect they can be based on what they do in the portal? Yes, because we've seen it happen. Do you still work for ESPN? So I've never worked for ESPN. Mason, I don't know if you are. I don't know if you're asking that sort of tongue in cheek, but so I've never worked for ESPN. I work for Guarantee Media in Baton Rouge. Guarantee is an ESPN affiliate. So to give you another analogy, a way to explain how that all works. So, like when you watch your local market evening news, so like here in Baton Rouge, Channel 2, WBRZ is an ABC affiliate. Well, Michael Cobble doesn't work for ABC. He works for the Manship family, which owns Channel 2. Channel 2, WBRZ contracts with ABC to carry ABC programming in the ABC National News. ABC wants that on all these affiliates. They provide the programming for it because then they can go sell ads that get placed on all the affiliates. Well, the affiliate locally then gets the programming. So you don't have to fill 24 hours a day of programming. Same with Guarantee. So we have a contract with ESPN. So we air some ESPN national programming, and the ESPN wants that because they get to then sell their shows in all these different markets all over the country when they go to their advertisers. We then get to use the ESPN label, right, brand, whatever, as 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. But I don't work for ESPN. Like, I've never been paid $1 from ESPN. I work for Guarantee Media in Baton Rouge. But yes, I still do. If you're asking, I do After Further Review weekdays from 3 to 6 on Guarantee Media's WNXX and KNXX. If you're talking about Dylan Stewart, he already agreed to stay at South Carolina. Shots for strep hurt badly. I love it. So hat tip to Toby Tomplay. He's the king of the earworms. So he made the jingle. Yeah, she's embarrassed. I don't care though. Sick. Frankenbread, go recruiters, bad coachers. Morning, Matt. Hope you, Ms. Erica, Amazing Drew, had a great Christmas. Thank you, Brent. Appreciate that. Gulf South. Will Kiffin focus on recruiting in-state high school players like previous coaches, or get who he gets in high school, mainly focus on the portal? Seems like he's not big on high school, which is odd for an LSU coach. Let's do it again.
We have big picture thinking too. So we're not reaching or we're not signing kids because they're from this school or that school or any of that stuff. Okay? We're going to sign the best players that we can on Wednesday, then go to the portal, which I have zero concern about the interest of players with that. Because I know what the interest was of players nationally to come play for us where we were just at. And now when you put that with this stadium, with that logo, I mean,
We got time for 2 more rap and then Ross.
makes me want to go get on the phone right now, but the portal's not open.
Best part of that is that, like, as he's pausing, you can hear Bonnet say, "We got time for 2 more." Okay, Rab and Ross, and like Lane was just pausing. It was just dramatic effect. Anyway, so Lane's emphasis is not going to be on signing 30 high school guys because those guys don't stay. So sign Lamar Brown, sign Richard Anderson, sign Bryson Martinez, sign Aiden Hall, sign Haven Finney. Yes. Go sign these top tier dudes that come in and help you right away. And it's worth taking the risk on those guys. But it's hard to argue against. Like, you know, and sometimes people say, like, I've heard a lot of, you know, Brian Kelly did it a different way and thought that was the way. And it's like almost anything else. Like, but the best analogy to give is like dating or a relationship. Like, you ever been in a relationship that didn't work? Sure. I mean, we've all broken up with people who've been broken up with or whatever. Like, but you didn't start that relationship thinking it was a bad idea. Like, you saw someone, they were attractive, you thought they were fun, so you start dating them. Well, the more you date them, the more you learn about them. And then the more you learn about them, maybe you realize, okay, we're not compatible. Well, it doesn't mean on the onset you should have never gone out. You just go through that process and learn more about the person. Well, this is no different here. Like, the NIL era begins. And so you have coaches that have different approaches of how to go about it. Well, Brian Kelly's approach was, let's build through the high school ranks and supplement in the portal. Kiffin's was more go heavy in the portal. Well, which do you think is better? I mean, look, when LSU played Ole Miss this year, I picked LSU to win. A lot of y'all have seen that clip that's gone everywhere. Well, consider at the time when LSU was playing Ole Miss earlier this year. Go Drew's house. Okay. Like, consider Kiffin, which I still believe this criticism is valid of Lane Kiffin. He has a lot to prove. But a year ago, Lane Kiffin had the best roster in the history of Ole Miss football. Had his quarterback go round one, had Walter Nolan go round one. They had 8 guys selected. That team was the most talented team in Ole Miss history. They lost 3 games. They had no business losing, including a game in Baton Rouge to an inferior LSU team. They lost to a Kentucky team that was 1-7 in the conference. They lost to Florida on the road in a game they had no business losing. Like, was it? And LSU's playing that game at the time, and Ole Miss is playing Trinidad Chambliss, who's a Division II quarterback, against Blake Baker's defense. That's a Blake Baker defense that we saw go on the road against Clemson and dominate that game, which in September still looked awesome. So, given the information you had at the time, you make a decision. And then you have 8 more games of information and sample size after that grows, and it tells you a fuller picture of the story. So sometimes we're right, sometimes wrong. So take that back to how you build a roster, right? 4 years ago, I liked the idea of build through the high school ranks, supplement the portal, because you wanted to reduce turnover. But what we've seen over these 4 years is roughly a quarter of your roster every year turns over. So I keep giving the example because I think it's the best one, because you look at what happened to LSU this year, and it's Lance Hurd. You recruit Lance Hurd, 5-star out of Neville, after Will Campbell. And in a different era, if Hurd stays, he sits behind Campbell for 2 years. And then this year, as a third-year player, as a redshirt sophomore, Lance Hurd is your starting left tackle. Instead, after 1 year, Hurd goes into the portal, goes to Tennessee, starts there for a couple of years now, and LSU loses Will Campbell, and it's a complete turnover on the offensive line. How different does the line look this year if you had third-year, redshirt sophomore Lance Hurd, 5-star, as your left tackle this year? I don't know, but replicate that across your entire roster, and it feels dramatically different. But those guys don't stay. So you have to consider the fact that those guys don't stay. So it's not saying you don't recruit any high school guys, but you recruit high school guys with the understanding that every year is 1 year free agency. Every year is free agency. So you have to consider that. And would you rather, if you're going to have a guy for a year, an 18-year-old out of high school with no experience, or a 21-year-old with 3 years of experience and 38 games played? Like, for 1 year, give me the guy with 38 games over the 18-year-old. That's how it's going to be, man. When do I pull the 9:15 slot tonight? It's going to be hard. So I'm going to make You must be an East Coaster. It's 8:15 here. Hey, Mike. Listen to you early. Argue with Con. It was priceless. Got my YouTube recap. This channel and Locked On were 2 and 3. Oh, man. 1 and 2 on sports related. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Who beat us? Caught mid yawn. Score prediction 24. Actually, you can check it. My score prediction at LouisianaSports.net was 23-20 LSU. You're down 6 starters. Defensively, I think that is significant. You've been bad offensively. However, I still think LSU's roster is better. And last year, they put Connor Wegman in a pretzel at Texas A&M. I think LSU defensively should be fine in this game. We'll see if they can do enough offensively to get going. Yeah, I'm hopeful Barry and Brown, Harlan Berry, some of your talented guys can make plays against less talented defenders. I don't know that you're going to put together long, sustained drives. I think it's more one of those things like, you remember against Vanderbilt when they threw the little screen pass to Xavion and he went like 68 yards? Well, he was just an athlete that made a better play. I think you could see some of those tonight. I think that's probably what you're going to have to rely on. Do you rate your whiskey by what's on the shelves? By the way, yeah, I need to go replenish here. I took to my cousin's house on Christmas Day. I took some top shelf stuff up there for our unicorn tasting. I need to go get it. I left it over at his house because we left in a hurry when Erica wasn't feeling good. Let's see. Shay Dixon said he will be. Lane? Oh, Lane will be there? Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Morning, Matt. Haven't seen Houston play since Ed Oliver was there. How good is Houston? They're good. They're 9-3 this year. Connor Wegman's their quarterback. They are without their starting center in this game, however, by the way, for Mike D's line. Big 12 just isn't a dominant league. They don't really have Big 12. The floor is higher. The ceiling is lower. So you have everybody sort of compressed in this mid-tier. We are less than 50 days from LSU baseball. Let's go. Hey, Chris. Wouldn't be a bad idea to move the playoffs to a 25-team playoff. Make all bowl games count. Would be great for TV. I think I'd rather have on-campus games than bowl games, but so much of that is just going to be about money and revenue. Hey, Eric. Good morning. Joel. Good morning from Jacksonville. Kevin, fire up that stogie. Will be there. Bill. Yes to post game. Okay, I'm in for the yellow legal pad. Let's go. Big Chrisdom got the Tigers ashtray from Bocock. The big, this one. So they have 2. This one or the big black like porcelain one. This one I have in here, but I have the big black porcelain one in my outdoor kitchen and a loofah. Chris, if you need any custom work or accessories to your vehicle, okay. I actually can't endorse that, Chris. Got to endorse Alpha Customs. They spend money with us on the show, and I appreciate it, though. Good morning from Thibodeau. How many times do you think they reference, mention, or bring up Lane Kiffin in the bowl game? 11 bajillion. Because I don't think the game's going to be very interesting, so the TV crew is probably going to spend more time What? I don't know what you're saying.
Drinking water.
Oh, drinking water. You're drinking water? You drinking water, Erica? Crazy. I'm fine with losing bowl games. How easy those who profit from them will let them go. Do you think it would be possible to play bowl games on campus? No. I do not think that's something that would happen. Because a lot of those bowl games, the location is sort of the mandate, and you would still have an expense to play a game on campus, right? Because what you got to keep in mind is if you're going to open up Tiger Stadium for a game, You have to pay for security. You have to pay for concessions. You have to pay for all the game day workers, parking attendants. You have to pay to stock the stadium with like things like toilet paper, and all of those are expenses that are incurred to host a game like that of that magnitude on campus. Then the opportunity cost of like, are you shutting down Erica? Are you shutting down campus on a school day? Like Oklahoma shut down their campus on Friday when they played Alabama. I don't think people consider often all the costs that go into hosting a game on campus. Why does an FBS copy FCS play more? I'm with it. And not just the FCS, like every sport in the history of mankind. And the reason is because of money. The reason is because of all of these historic bowl tie-ins with all these people that have made money for a century off of college football being, I want to use Morning Scone friendly language, just being what it is. Please smash 524 watching live. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. As always, shout out to Brock. Remember, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, nights, weekends, the after-hours clinic is open. So if you need an orthopedist today, go to Brock. Parrish, love to help you out with that free, no-obligation roofing inspection. All over the state of Louisiana, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Repairs, replacements, commercial, residential, gutters, soft wash. We do it all. Unique physique and unique aesthetics and wellness. Getting toward that New Year's resolution. Maybe you're looking into GLP-1s. No place better than Unique Physique. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Boatcock Brothers Premium Cigars. Code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Okay, y'all. We may bounce here. I'm reduced to watching a boring Clemson game on mute. Morning Scone is far more entertaining. Love it. Any answer on the Snuggie jacket you had? I don't know what that thing is called. I need to ask Erica what it's called. Kevin hit the cold shower with Jim this morning. 47, according to NCSL eligibility. Let's go. Get over there, Toller. What up, Colson? Say no to dance team. You know I can't say what I want to say. It's Morning Scone. It's G-rated. Matt, everybody love that jacket, man. I need to get Matt when we know who we got. We'll start to know on January 2nd. I mean, you will start to have commitments on January 2nd for sure. Guys can't come to campus until January 5th, but Friday the 2nd when it opens, you'll start to know. Let's see. That's it. The original comfy wearable blanket. I don't know what she called it, though. Is it the comfy? Maybe that's what it's called. The comfy. I think that's what it is. The blanket you can wear. The comfy. COMFY. I think that's it. The comfy. All right. Let's get out of here. Hey, I will fire up a post game live after the game tonight. So right here on my channel. So y'all be here for it. I hope y'all come hang out. And what else you got to do on Saturday night? I'll hopefully if the weather's nice, I'll light a fire in the back patio, light a stogie, a Bocock Brothers premium cigar, and we'll hang out. And I'll probably talk more about the future than the game itself. We'll see. All right, let me get out of here. Y'all be great. We'll see you.